It's a little scary, but I think it's actually not that bad for Visage because you're going to be draining a lot of attack speed from the Monkey King as well. So him getting into the 4 stacks is going to take longer. So I don't think it's the absolute worst. But that's one of the things I really like about Crystal Maiden right now. I actually think she's a decent support. The attack speed slow that you get from Crystal Nova is pretty significant right now. At level 4, it's 75 attack speed reduction. Against Razor, that's a big deal. Against Visage and Visage Birds, that's a really big deal. It's going to offset a lot of their damage potential. So I think if CM can stay alive and keep applying Crystal Novas, I think it's going to be really good for the team fight outcomes. As long as Spartan doesn't do his normal thing, sprinting and being the first to die, then it'll be fine.
I feel like when you play a Crystal Maiden, though, it's one of those things where you kind of realize, like, oh, positioning is so much more key than usual. But, all right, little fissure action start, but the follow-up with the slows and everything else, Spartan's gonna be feeling pretty good right now with that final hit as a Crystal Maiden.
That one, it's not really his fault too much, but that's pretty funny.
It's closer to boots, baby. Let's go, or a windlace.
Yeah, which actually does matter. I mean, the hero's very slow and your damage is mediocre, but your trade potential in early game is really significant. It really is. You have 2 nukes that are pretty low cooldown that do pretty decent damage. I mean, very good damage, really. One does 130 damage, the other does 150. Good disable, you can give yourself mana. So if you can get ahead in the laning stage, it really does accelerate your team a lot. And it's not just going to be him. Look at how many strength heroes that are on his team. I mean, there's a Lycan, a Monkey King that's going to want to spam mana, a Snapfire as well. So the aura from CM is going to be really solid this game and definitely help their laning stage up.
See just a little bit of harassment going on here in this top lane. The very ballsy Crystal Maiden, as we've stated before, is giving them a little bit of a slip, though. Has the salve.
Whoa.
Oh, one more hit, though. Do they have it? Yeah, they do. All right, well, he got the first blood, but they got the revenge over on the side of EU Rejects, so Chessie happy with that trade.
Moxie, that wasn't even close for him surviving, frankly. Like, he kind of did some
He literally
cool
ran in front of
and
everybody.
It was very... It was a mistake long in the making once he got that deep. But at least he's able to bring an Orb of Venom back. I thought maybe he's going to out-trade these guys a bit by spamming them with his ability. But yeah, it can be okay. But he's always going to be hit back just as hard by Visage Soul something. So giving the kill back is going to hurt him a bit. Especially because Chessie got the kill.
I get the appeal of being a double Nova daddy, but yeah, maybe just a little bit too aggressive there. And positioning will get the range creep, though.
As long as he accomplishes his job of like breaking clarities and harassing to secure like range creeps, then he'll be relatively happy because Bloodseeker can do it, but see him helping out with that is certainly going to be the thing. In the other lanes, Snapfire rotations is usually what you look for the mid snap. If you can show up to these side lanes and guarantee rupture kills or help keep Lycan alive, I think that would be really, really big for what Thug's looking to do.
Now, they're a bit light on this lockdown coming out from the side of Brame, and that's something usually that you want to have paired up with a Snapfire for those kisses. Is this going to end up coming back to bite them a little bit?
I think it's okay. I think ultimately Snapfire's fine this game. Like Cookie against Razor is effectively a 4-step. 4-step's the counter to Razor anyway, so man, they are just non-stop fighting top.
I like it though, because I feel like this is how they have to be playing. Both sides, honestly.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, this is like a really solid dual lane, really, because CM is all about lane spamming, basically. So you lane spam them, you lower their HP, that makes Bloodseeker run fast. And her disables between this Nova Slow and the Frostbite are going to help set up the silence from Bloodseeker. So they really do assist each other really nicely.
Then, of course, you have that scary potential with the burst and the lockdown coming out from the Earthshaker and the Visage. So, yeah, I feel like we're going to see a lot of action that lane. I mean, both of the mids sitting very low right now. Thug thinking about it, but he's going to continue just hitting these creeps.
Yeah, he would love to go for this one, but need a little bit more time for the cooldown. So far, Chessie's burned through quite a lot of regen. Spartan's still in a great position to get a go if they want to, but Rose is going to start pulling the creep waves. They don't have to worry about contesting the lane as much because they have been getting out spammed. You know, when you give them these opportunities to land these double disables, it puts you in a bad spot.
Nice little bit of a setup here. Rose is ready with the fissure if necessary. Let's make sure that they can't close the gap in the mid lane, though. All right, all right. That's stepping forward maybe a little bit too much, so Thug will get himself a kill.
And both games now, Desire's just done a great job rotating. Securing those kills against the EU rejects is really what's going to change the outcome of the game, because if Pango has a good laning stage, transitions to the early rolling boulder, yeah, the game gets a lot harder for Thug. But now Thug is once again going to hit his 6 probably earlier than Pango and be able to use that rotation more effectively.
I'm glad that we're seeing more of Desire because for a while I believe he had to trade off because he is a professional footballer or soccer player if you're American, but he was having some difficulties with scheduling at one point. And this guy, he's a very aggressive 4, and that's like favorite type of 4 to watch, is one that's very active, one that pairs well with Spartan because they both have a very aggressive attitude. So glad to see this guy, you know, back here for another season.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of times you just kind of assume that, let's see if they're going to get a kill here.
Rotating in here, Spartan. Yeah. Should be able to collect. And they might even get themselves a double kill. Yeah, Nobito would be very happy to get this. So, kill for Spartan and Nobito, that split. Oh, and also Desire, so 3-way split, and then just a little extra for Nobito.
Interesting skill build by Spartan as well. He actually hasn't gotten a single point in Arcane Aura just yet, relying instead on the mangoes and the clarity potions to allow him to fight. But the extra points in Nova are, again, very valuable. 30% slow for 4.5 seconds. The damage is decent. His team has less mana, but at least they're winning this lane in a convincing way. And keeping Visage behind is actually pretty scary. It makes me think of this game that Fnatic played in. Jabs he died like 5 times in lane because the lane matchup was really, really rough. And then his performance in the game just ended up suffering a lot because his net worth wasn't as high. This is like one solution against the Visage, really, is to just beat him in lane when he's still vulnerable.
Brame seems to be doing a decent job in holding down this Visage. 14 and 3 on him currently. Bloodseeker sitting at 23 and 10. Desire, again, just being very active. We love to see it. It's gonna get silenced. The chase is on. Desire should be able to get the final hit. That's another kill.
Really nicely done.
And the immediate
smoke.
So
well.
Oh, I like this. I like this. All right, J4. They try to make a play. J4 will spot out Spartan. Doesn't have any way to hold him in place. We'll slow down just a little bit. Turn back around Frostbite, drops the board. Get a couple of hits, just kind of trading off. Chris Nova slowing down. Need to be careful. Ads is here, but they still managed to find the kill, as they should be able to get a trade with Spartan. That is a nice one picked up for Ads.
Yeah, but ultimately killing J4, I think they're quite happy with that. Puts Desire on a better trajectory in terms of his levels. And when he gets active with CM, it's pretty easy to land these disables anyways. Both Nova and Frostbite make the hero look a lot more menacing because he basically gets more Primal Spring channel time off, and then he gets more chase time too with Orb of Venom. So I gotta say, the CM's fitting really well in the lineup so far in terms of like lane winning 5 hero.
Now we haven't really talked about the other lane, right? We haven't talked much about 11 playing the Lycan and the Razor getting played over on EU Rejects. Because they just keep on fighting here in the top lane as Jesse will get Rupture, let's go, drop Fissure, get some of these nukes off, but again, Desire nearby, they cut down the tree. Here a Pangolier, he's rolling on in. Nobito will get stunned, locked into place. And they'll follow over onto Desire's. Another fight's going on in the bottom lane. Can they grab this Monkey King? They managed to get J4. Desire, though, he's slippery. It's hard to get their hands on them. Bottom lane, Shad still trying to get out. They'll find a kill on the Razor.
I'll make sure you get what's
A spooky. Snapfire missed the shot, so I thought she was going to die, but ends up staying alive. You know why that fight didn't go well? It's because CM wasn't there in the top lane. That Rupture fight. It was also because Monkey King got his tree cut down. He was maybe chasing a little bit dangerously, jumping into melee range against the Ruptured guy, but
I like the
gotta die
fact
before his...
I like that they have this. Oh, 1 second here. The stun connecting over onto Ads as Desire also going into the fray. Scatter Blast will slow down Ads. Gonna have to swashbuckle forward. Look at Spartan. He's just trying to get over there. He's just so slow. This click coming in from J4 will ensure that they find it. But now Nobito getting drained. Gonna try to slow down a little bit more. Ads falling on the back lines. As they jump forward again, they've got the Rupture off over onto Shad. He's gonna try to go hide and fit. Try to get this. Was Roshan gonna help him out? Yes, Roshan will make sure that Shad will not give the kill to the side of Brame.
Still need his birds, though. Ooh, they got away.
supplements.
have been a nice kill. He's still on cooldown for 80 seconds, but very cool that Chessie sends the bats over to help, but stays in the lane to continue last hitting, because realistically, by the time he gets there, is he really going to help that much with just 2 points still assumption, 1 grave shield?
That's the question. They're going for a bit of a dive over onto Roses. They've got the wolves, they've got the vision, so one more hit should do the trick, but now the rolls coming out from ads is making things a bit difficult. Doesn't look like he has quite enough damage. Maybe he can do something to Spartan here. He's gonna get frostbitten, throw out the Crystal Nova. Thug making his own jump here, over after Spartan. Desire following up, then chases on ads. This is not looking good from another frostbite coming into play. Still haven't managed to kill Spartan. He's sitting so low, 18 hit points. He is going to survive this, as now they'll turn their attention to the Pugna. They don't really care about this ward that much. Cookie hop forward. They're going for a dive. One more hit, and another kill for Desire.
Great escape there. And this is genuinely the value of CM in a lot of cases. It is barely surviving these moments where you're like, oh, it's a CM, she's so weak. And then that gives you time to get one of your abilities off again, whether it's a Frostbite or a Nova. And in that case, Frostbite against Pango, really effective. She caught him twice with it during that long engagement. And she can even back up and finish jungle creeps like this too to get nowhere.
This is great positioning coming out from the side of Brame. Chessie was trying to put some damage on the top tower, but with the slow coming out with the spring, and then of course the kisses, still able to just clean up. Gonna make a play on the Desire using that bird, but just some pokes. Rose is still sitting at level 5, I believe.
I mean, the game's looking pretty rough for EU right now. Shad is 0-2-0 on the Razor. He had an okay laning stage in terms of less hits, but in terms of raw net worth, it's not looking great. He's got less than a Lycan does at this point. So, and Lycan's basically unlocked on the map. Helm of the Dominator, he's like 30% all the way through the Vlad's upgrade, and he's just pressuring lanes constantly. From what it looked like the times that I poked my eyes down to bot lane, I think 11 focused a lot on last hitting with the Wolves, basically. That way it wasn't as big of a deal if he got damage sapped by the Razor. I think that's why they were comfortable laning that there. But right now, he's second highest net worth in this game, so much like the last game, Brame kind of just blew up the laning stage from their nice lane advantages.
They're more than happy to trade these towers. They've got the Wild Wing there for the toughness aura. So they'll end up losing the top tier 1, but they'll take the mid tower, which will open up the Roche. Cookie up forward here using that Wild Wing. Not going to be able to get a stun off on anyone, but we'll be able to clean up the wave and open up some more of this map. Top lane, Chessie's just a little too far forward with all these people here. We'll end up losing Visage. They're trying to get these birds,
He's doing a great
too.
job. They have so many good damage ways to deal damage to Visage, breaking his armor. He's got 3 points in it, but if you're hit by like 4 monkey clones, who cares? Doesn't matter.
I mean, I like the concept too of the Visage, just because Fog was talking about this earlier, how, you know, with these paths coming out and there's all the trees, you know, it's hard to get that vision sometimes. So being able to have any sort of extra units that'll be able to provide that is so helpful.
Yeah, that is true.
It's still difficult because you need them to also push the towers, so you kind of have to be very selective in the way that you're moving them about the map.
Now, in the meantime, Rose is still hitting creeps in the bot lane, trying to get his Blink Dagger, but he's just so far away from it. This is the downside. If you lose your lane on a 4 like Earthshaker without the guarantee of being able to fight, your game becomes really difficult, because then your blink timing doesn't come at a great time. And then your hero's impact just doesn't feel the same. So the fact that his laning stage went rough, and now the rest of the game is going rough for his team, means he just doesn't have that much time to catch up here. And now he's going to get spotted by the Monkey King, actually.
Got all the rally creeps making their way over too. Hey, Roses. Desire throwing out the high 5. They're just kind of trapping him in this corner. That feels bad. Does manage to land the fissure. Is he gonna get any gold out of this? Nah.
The true support, even letting his offlaner get the kill. So, game's looking great for Brame. 11 basically gets the full bottom half of the map as he wants. Desire can be anywhere he needs to be to cover his teammates. They will defend the bot lane a little. They're looking, trying to get a Diffusal Blade on Pangolier, but it's slow at this point. You know, we're 13 minutes into the game, and he still needs another 500 gold to finish it. So we don't see that impact either.
Yeah, the lanes went really well to get a little bit of vision on J4, slow him. The Decrepify off on the Bloodseeker, just trying to buy a bit more time, but there it is, there's the Rupture. And Nubita will happily take that, and the Nether Ward. more scouting. Man, Desire's just everywhere here. Tries to go for that roll. It's not going to be able to follow up as now Thug slowing down. Swashbuckle down to low ground. Desire still keeping tabs on this Monkey King. Or sorry, rather on the Pangolier. But they'll respect the tower. They've got the space that they want. And they have slowed down the farming on the side of EU Rejects.
He's been playing really good both series so far. I mean, he's 6-0-4 right now in the second game. He played really, really well last game as well. Definitely impressed. His laning stage has been really good, at least matching up against the EU Rejects.
Oh, they want ads. Look at
still
this.
playing near his allies.
Boots travel coming out from Thug. 3 now in this bottom area. They see Desire hopping. Land the Boundless. Bring down onto the ground. Their Shaker is teleporting in. They have the Rolling Thunder. He's got that tree. Won't be able to bounce into it, but Rose is here. He's not able to do a whole heck of a lot. He's gonna have to walk into the middle of everyone. The Scatter Blast does connect over to Rose. It's a decent amount of damage. Got the wolf chipping away on him. Look at him, watch it. Yeah, there it is. There's the echo, but all right, they do manage to get themselves a kill. Follow up, Thug slowing down as Shad, though, teleporting over here. Thug, he's trying to get these kisses off. It's not going to be super effective, but he does manage to stay alive. Crystal Maiden doing the dance here. Will get the double kill. And the chase is on after J4, that Decrepify being used over onto Lycan. Just to ensure he can stay alive a little bit longer. Spartan, this aggression needs to be careful. One more hit, the tower will ensure. No. Oh, he tried to go for the cheeky smoke play. Wasn't able to do it.
I don't know why he stood there so long. He was just like, guys, kill this guy, please. Somebody kill him. And his ally was like, dude, get the hell out. Take my cookie. Oh, didn't quite work
Almost
out.
made it
Maybe
out.
that's why. Maybe he's like, cookie me, cookie me, cookie me. I want to stun him. Then I'll live. But he realized it was too late, so he tried to live. A quick replay of that. Overall, the Rolling Thunders have not felt very effective. They seem semi-defensive, basically, and they got in this good position where it was like, okay, we're not going to kill Pango, but we're definitely going to kill Earthshaker, who's trying to lumber home. And it all became like, don't get too close, because he's going to Echo Slam, and eventually he finally gets it off. Ends up killing the Monkey King. In the live game, he's pretty close to Blink Dagger now. He's about 400 gold away, and once he gets that, the game is going to be a lot easier for him. But when Razor showed up on him, that's as well when things looked bad for Brame. I thought Snapfire was going to die, but they keep her alive.
He's very close to dying. Chesty here, this top lane, he's tried. He's tried very hard, but, you know, he's got the Rupture on him. They use the Monkey King ulti. There's no escaping for him. Only death. J4, cookie up.
Familiar as well.
All right, well, we'll land the stun over on J4. They'll take down the ward, and he'll only get himself a sentry. I have to say, Desire's, his movements have been so good. Watching this match as well.
Yeah, they have been. It's been all over the place. 3-1 and 10 right now, so he's been in a huge amount of their kills so far. And their game's not going to slow down. They've got the Helm of the Overlord finish. They've got Little Shredder for extra physical damage. The downtime on their team is very low as well because they have 4 points in Arcane Aura. See him, Spartan's build was a little interesting. He basically was like 2-2 into 3, I think. And then he got his ultimate a bit later. So it's been very effective, so they don't need to worry about healing. They don't need to worry about mana regen too much. They are just continuously ready to go. And if anybody pushes up the top lane, they punish them. And part of the reason is because of the power of Monkey King. They can just spot their opponents when they go for the jukes like that. Did he spot Azantic? All right, he definitely saw him.
They definitely see ads. They're pinging it out here.
The Rupture in 2.
Yep. There's Freddy's Silence. Open up. Stun. The Rupture needs something to cancel out this TP, and they just don't have it, so they'll be forced out. J4 using the Decrepify will also be forced to run away here. 11 poking away over at the tower. He's got himself a Thunderhide. Just not a whole lot that they can do right now over on the side of EU Rejects.
Dude, they like Vlad so much on Brame that they're going to buy 2 of them. Spartan is going to die. Yeah, the Monkey King is currently queuing it up. I don't know if they'll change their mind. I feel like this is...
They're going for the Wraith Pact.
Possibly not worth it. He doesn't want... The Wraith Pact is good, but now if they stand together, the Vlad's itself is wasted on one of them. In the same vein, though, maybe Lycan's busy diving backlines is still fine to have. And the damage over time is certainly very good against Visage as well. It's not that bad against Razor either. Once his BKB runs out, that is. Kind of interesting. But go ahead.
Yeah, speaking of BKBs, do have the Bloodseeker picking up his own. But on the bright side for the EU Rejects, we do have a Blink Dagger finally completed now for the Earthshaker. So positioning is going to be a lot more difficult in terms of Brame. They've so far been able to, you know, avoid for the most part, just because it has been a slow lumber, like you were saying, for this Earthshaker to get into the fights. But if they can stun lock Nobito, got a better chance here.
See how that works out. They're playing around their teammates very effectively. Desire to get here quick if he needs to. But yeah, pressuring Nobito or killing him is pretty out of the question unless they commit some Echo Slam type thing.
He's also got the Aegis too.
Followed by the Wolf. Good luck getting Earthshaker in these fights.
Yeah. BKB
Cardinal
picked
going
up
first.
as well for the Razor. Find themselves the Visage as they poke away over onto J4. He's just toast.
He got slammed by the Thunderhide. Don't see that often.
I'm still waiting for a kill from Dusk too. It's gonna happen one day. It's gonna be so cool. That little bit of damage. Get Desire continue to get this vision. Chesty's birds, though, will be able to remove him from the equation for just a little bit, but pressure's on. Bloodright placed onto the drown. They just can't seem to find the opening to get in here. Shadow throws body forward. Desire. Okay, there it is. There's the Echo Slam. Are they going to be able to take out? Yeah, they'll take out Desire. The chase is on after 11. They'll end up losing Roses, but he's done his part. Get a Rupture off over onto Az, holding him into place. They're going to see if they can lifesteal fast enough, but they do have that Pugna. No, they'll be able to turn back around the silence over onto J4. The clean up the cookie hop. Jumping over onto 2. Vito has to be a bit careful. Spartan is going to fall.
Oh, I've been there so many times. You're like, yeah, we're fighting. You start casting your ultimate, then you look around, you're like, oh my god, everybody left. But, I mean, Nobito played that fight so well. He committed, and I was like, all right, whatever. He's burning Aegis, he's going to work that. But once he gets that first kill, it changed everything. Then he gets the heal, then he gets the second kill. I thought it was going to go way better for the EU rejects, I gotta say. Watch this fight. Like, Monkey King basically got separated, and finally, when he's just getting out, that's when Earthshaker goes in. That lands a lot of chain disable, guarantees the Lycan death, and it looked kind of bad for them. But once he committed and was barely able to kill the Pangolier, that's when Brame turned things around. And that was also Thug committing. He also blinked in to help guarantee that kill. Look at him. He's like, hell yeah, dude. I owned that fight.
And he survived.
Then he right-clicked his fountain and he just relaxed.
He still has the Aegis, too.
Yep.
To be a core, man.
Like
have that kind of a life.
They got 50 seconds here, so if they can force a little engagement, this would be good.
Smoked up over on the side of Brame. Seeing who's home. It is Chesty against the Wolves. Good scouting.
He
See
sees
this.
the Wolves, though.
Oh, yeah. They have the sentry over. A couple crunches. Bloodright and Nobito. He's gonna get it.
Those crunchy noises were really pleasing, I gotta say.
Right?
That was a lot of memes.
Some big chomps
Made
there.
the hero sound squishy, frankly. And
Juicy,
straight
as
into pushing
Jenkins
now.
would say. Juicy heroes.
Like a bug. That's what it sounded like.
Ugh. Gross. Taking advantage of this Visage being down, they're putting pressure over onto the tier 3s. They are about to lose this Aegis, though, so middle tower will go down to 11. And they're just going to teleport over into this bottom area.
That's fine. They just back briefly farm a bit here. It's going to give Monkey King a little bit more time to finish his Wraith Pact. I think there is one almost done on the Radiant side. Yes, Visage just finished his, and he's going to have Shard up next too, so he can actually defend himself a bit better. But game's still pretty tough for the EU rejects. It's a 12k gold advantage on the Brame side. Feels like they're just hitting all their timings. Thug still hasn't died at all. He's level 18, which means he's like, all right, it's time to play Lil Shredder. And in fact, he didn't even go Shard. There's a lot of Shard pickups for Snapfire lately because you get that valuable Scatter Blast and melee stun, but he doesn't want to play that way. He knows it's dangerous to go into melee range against the Visage, against the Razor, against the Pango. So instead, he's just all damage. So by the time he hits 20 and gets that Lil Shredder, uses his attack damage, he's going to do a shitload of damage. And he's going to start blowing people up. So his transition is going to be excellent in this game.
God, I can't believe that there's no deaths on this grandma. This is like the Queen of England right here. It's going to live forever. All right, well.
So how's the rest of their pressure going? Almost there on the Wraith Pact on Monkey King. He spent a little time farming, but everything will be fine there. And Lycan was maybe the most vulnerable in the last fight, actually. Once he got comboed by Earthshaker and ran down by Razor, he definitely seemed very vulnerable since he doesn't have a BKB, but he's still going to keep going aura items.
I mean, he's doing the job that he needed to, right? Because he took the tower fairly early. He just took up residency in that bottom part of the jungle. and just continuously made this room and space for the rest of the team to put pressure down. And I'm not sure how this, you know, the Visage, the idea, I like the concept of it, but it felt like Brame really found the solution. But
yeah, they did. The CM has worked pretty well here. With that said, they picked CM before they even saw a lot of those hero responses. But
do you think it
yeah,
altered the way that he built?
I mean, the amount of times he died, maybe not. He probably still goes Wraith Pact anyways. That seems to be the common
No, I meant the CM, but like you said, all right, they don't manage to hold
Possibly,
down 11.
yeah.
He's thinking about going back in. He sees himself ward. He wants that, Thug. Joining up. The rest of the team starting to collapse here. Spartan with that 4-step. He's ready. He's checking. Is anybody over here?
Been running in.
That 4-step. It's, you know, most CMs use that to, oh, they don't have the vision. They don't see roses.
Escape.
He is invisible. Do you see Nobito?
All right, they have sentry down now.
They're gonna try to clear it up. This Pugna just getting hit pretty hard over here with the creeps.
That courier is definitely gonna die. Goodbye, courier.
Bless.
I don't know if they're still gonna fight though. They don't quite have vision of Earthshaker. They probably did spot him with the sentry briefly, but and they have no Lycan shapeshift that was used earlier. I don't think they're super worried about all-inning a fight right now.
I don't think
But their positioning's still decent.
They have, like, they've got too good of a fight in the pit right now with all those ultimates up coming out from EU rejects, right? You've got yourself the Pangolier, you've got yourself the Earthshaker. I think if you're Brame, you just back off here. You don't feel that pressure, do you?
I think they'll just sit here, Bloodseeker will push up the creep wave, and then once he gets a little closer, they might be more willing to fight. I mean, if Monkey King can, like, cast an ultimate and then get a stun, like, if they can have a great team fight start, they're going to go for that,
Okay.
I think. But right now, they'll briefly disengage, and then Bloodseeker will move forward, and then maybe they go for a grab. Now they're going to force it.
Okay. Freezing into place. Throwing a nuke out over on Spartan. They'll go for the kisses. BKB's coming out, and they go and use the Monkey King ultimate as they hold Shad over. They'll lose J4. They'll remove Shad from this fight. Rolling Thunder adds, looking to try to get away here. Spartan is just so separated from the rest of his team, but they're cleaning up on the back lines. Spartan does fall, but so does Roses. Now adds, trying to get out. Chessie will be able to teleport away, but that's going to open things up quite a bit. And you don't need a Crystal Maiden to get into that Roche pit if they decide to even go for it. Looks like they might just push out these lanes and try to put a little bit of pressure on the tower.
Yeah, they just forced it. I mean, they had BKB on Bloodseeker. The crucial thing was they ruptured the Razor, which is basically the carry potential on the Radiant side, right? They ruptured the Pango in many fights, but at this point with BKB on Bloodseeker, he just ruptures Razor and he just kills them, especially on top of the Monkey King ultimate. I mean, he's only got Orb of Corrosion, but still, there's a lot of extra damage coming out, and it's going to make the trade decent. As long as he doesn't steal a lot of damage from the Bloodseeker, Bloodseeker will outcarry him there, especially with the Bastion on top of it. So yeah, they crush a fight. That opens up Roshan. And the net worth advantage that Brame is working with is just going to get better. And they just got the little Shredder talent now, so with Daedalus finish. So yeah, he's going to just start killing people.
And they even went for the scan. Look at this. They're ready to fight. They went and smoked up, hoping that they could get over there in time. Doesn't look like they're able to get any catch, though, from the side of Brame. They're still smoked up. They're out of the base. Side of EU rejects. I'm not sure if they try to... Do they do this sweeping play? Is this worth it? Again, they have an Aegis on the Bloodseeker.
It'd be hard for sure. Don't know if it's safe enough to go in.
Well, this'll work.
They'll just keep positioning for now. They've got really good vision on the EU reject side. This would be an amazing time for a gem by the Brame side, especially with the Aegis advantage. Like, your opponents don't want to fight you anyways, so you should just vision control everywhere on the map, and then it's going to really limit the reject's farm potential here. Spartan poking a little bit.
I think they noticed, yeah. Take down that vision on the eye spot. Mindbreaker is found now. It's a nice item for the Bloodseeker.
He won't be upset about that one. A little extra silence when he goes in. He's queuing up a Lincoln Sphere next for Bloodseeker to solve the Razor static link problem. Well, I don't know if it's that big of a deal, to be honest. Your net worth is so far ahead of Razor's. Razor's ability to to keep his farm level up compared to you is not going to be there unless Razor's having an excellent game. It doesn't die much. It's like the only way Razors can keep up. So Brame transitions into some push. Look at that tower damage.
It's just so hard for Roses to get in here. It does have that blink, but they have the Monkey King. They have the Blood Right. He's got to be so careful so he can get into the middle of these fights. Able to crapify the Bloodseeker, pushed back, but top lane, look at 11. He's just ripping apart these buildings, and Bloodseeker's in a little low. But it feels like EU Rejects, they can't decide where to go right now. Again, Desire. It's a nice boundless up over into the back lines. He's gonna hop away, and again, they're just being split pushed this entire time.
Doing such a good job on this. Only thing I would have liked slightly better is 11 hitting melee or range barracks instead of the melee. Would have definitely finished it off. This could regen up, but great pressure by Brame to split these guys up. So it just makes it so much harder for the EU Rejects to fight this.
This creep is so tanky. Good lord.
Yeah.
Shad just like, go away. Leave my lane. Let's go for that Eye of the Storm.
Just gets a new one.
Thunderhide,
Takes the Thunderhide. No gold for you.
At least it's not as bad as the
observer
Black
than the
Dragon. Remember when that first came out? When they had the...
Yeah, that was real dumb.
Ooh.
Just one-shotting creep waves endlessly.
Okay, now he's got the shard. Rupture. Spartan, of course, here on the back line. Step forward here from Thug. Lots of damage. Not enough to keep him alive from J4. He was trying. You have the buyback if necessary. But Brame, they're doing a great job. They just keep poking.
Nothing at the top lane right now, but that's fine. After getting the kill here, they can keep going.
I want these birds.
He can buy back, though.
Get the shape form. 11. Well, stun the Bloodseeker. Oh my god, the jump over onto Rose is almost enough. Oh, they finished him off. The Monkey King, he's disarmed. But the Thunderhide just chasing in. They have long-range kisses. It's just forcing the EU Rejects back. Canceling out whatever sort of blinks or whatnot they might have. Blood right over onto the ground. It's not looking good for Chessie. Chessie is going to get murdered. It's now J4. There's going to be another buyback, but the pressure's on. They'll take down the buildings here in this bottom area. Throw out another frostbite. He's holding on to it though. Vito just constantly getting chained here. Thug looking for the opening. Look at this Chessie. He just cannot stay alive. He is dead for 70-something seconds. No buyback. The rupture over on Shad as he's getting chased by these puppies. That's over on the back lines though. Over on the side of Brame. Does manage to go and roll into several, but there's not enough damage to follow up. He wants Spartan. He's trying to get in there, but he's not being very successful as he's going to get frozen into place. All right, finally that Aegis will get popped as they're going a bit deep here on the side of Brame. Looks like they're gonna...
Still hasn't died. Oh my god.
You're gonna respect. You got that little Wraith Pack just flying around in this tree area.
Kind of cool area for it to play. Stop some blink daggers and stuff. I mean, ultimately, just really good fight from Brame. They're just poking and looking for these kills, and Thug is executing his jumps pretty well. Not perfectly, but jumping in, scatter blasting, and then finishing off whoever he goes for. And if they don't quite die, somebody else on his team is going to follow that up and get those kills. And when they do, that's openings and opportunities.
He's got the little, look at him, he's ready with the little shredder. He's like, oh yeah, make my day.
They're splitting. Melee barracks will fall finally. They don't even try. They can't even go over there and split up.
I mean, it's pretty difficult for them to find these openings. Like, who goes in there? You know, your Pango can kind of roll around, but it's a lot of pressure for just the one. And Roses has to be so careful with the positioning because it's very important, this team fight.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, his Echo Slam is
Spartan.
maybe
Okay,
the only good way to make it. Oh, the
Boundless. He's got the BKB, but look at the damage coming out from Thug. It just doesn't even matter. Shad is dead.
He forced him downhill. Forced the Razor downhill, forced the fight to start.
Oh, okay, all right,
BKBs.
Trying to make the play over onto Nabito, but Desire over in the base, dropping the Monkey King ulti over onto 2. We'll slow them down. Might be finally a dead Desire. Tessie, though, just getting chipped away. And there's the Sapphire Kiss is getting tossed out. Roses, though, he's desperate. He wants to try to get this kill. Is he going to be able to fight? No! Oh, Desire, he's still alive, and he'll lose ads. J4, last man standing. The GG gets called. Brame is looking to be in fine form today.
He wants the kill.
He definitely does, and he got it.
Okay,
he got it.